Jujutsu Kaisen really needs no introduction at this point. It came out and was an instant hit entering into mainstream popularity. There's criticisms, some of them valid, but now Jujutsu Kaisen has reached the next level. Now, what do I mean by that? Jujutsu Kaisen just finished its Gojo's past arc, and frankly, it was a pretty good arc. When you take both Jujutsu Kaisen 0 and Gojo's past arc, it really has elevated Jujutsu Kaisen from really good to great. There will be spoilers, by the way, you've been warned. No anime's flawless, and that will include Jujutsu Kaisen. I mean, you can always make the point, it's like this other anime, which, I mean, if it adds value and it's entertaining, who cares? But with this new season, they've really added to some of the core important characters that does a lot to make the story much more interesting. It gives us some actual important context for what's happening in the world. We knew a bit about what's going on, Sukuna bad, Curse is bad, Jujutsu Sorcerer is good. We also knew that these guys are bad. They want to go against society and all that, but we didn't really know all too much. Particularly this guy. I gotta admit, I forgot he was even in the show. I was watching the new season, I thought I was getting introduced to a new character, but that was not the case. He was just kind of there with the curses and the other bad guys, telling them stuff and what to do and all that. And as it turns out, he ends up being the best character in the show. You heard me, the best character in the show. It's not Gojo, it's not Sad Boy, it's not Fish Flakes, it's that guy, Geto Suguru. Like I said, he was just kind of there in the first season, but in Jujutsu Kaisen 0 and the new season, we get to see his entire story. And it's a good story. We see him as a standard sorcerer who believed that it was the duty of the strong to protect the weak. That as a Jujutsu sorcerer, he exists to protect normal people. But it was normal people that led to him breaking down in the shower. And I mean, what is more relatable than breaking down in the shower? I mean, my shower breakdowns usually have a lot more crying and are in the fetal position, but hey, relatable enough. Their feelings leading to the majority of curses being created, their inability to defend themselves at what they've made, and causing the deaths of Jujutsu sorcerers. I mean, these people even cheered at the death of an innocent girl. He began to see normal humans as the previous point in evolution, lesser beings that taint the world with their presence. It's a good villain arc. One that I like because with what he's seen, it's really not the most wild conclusion to jump to. I always think a villain like Geto Suguru is interesting, where they have a point but are clearly still in the wrong. He has a hatred of normal humans but still cares for Jujutsu sorcerers. I think this is something Jujutsu Kaisen was kind of missing in the first season. A truly interesting villain. I mean, who else was gonna fill that role? Sukuna's cool, but there really isn't an active conflict against him right now. Stitchface? He's alright. This guy, Sad Boy number 2? Nah. They weren't bad characters and there were cool fights, but this was really the first time I was super interested in a character like this. Combined with the relationship he has with Gojo and the impact on the rest of the story, it just felt like the kind of villain the show was missing. If you haven't watched the movie yet, I would definitely recommend giving it a watch, especially because we have like a 3-week break before the next arc starts, so you have plenty of time. I'm sure it's fine to watch the movie beforehand and then the new arc, but I'm just glad that I watched it the order I did. I thought it made a really enjoyable experience. Suguru isn't the only cool villain we got though. We also got to see Megumi's dear old dad, the antagonist of the Gojo's past arc. He was a good villain too. Not as good as Suguru became for the Zero movie, but still good. This sorcerer assassin who is definitely the pure evil type of villain. Dude was just nutty as a fighter and just a really good minor antagonist. Perfect for the role that it was filling. Just come in, kicking puppies, make everybody hate him, and then give just this awesome person to fully hate. Plus, it's the same voice actor as Dio, and I love that guy's voice. Something the arc also did well was giving us more insight into the kind of guy Gojo is. Now, it shouldn't come across as a big surprise that we get to learn more about Gojo in the Gojo's past arc, but it's more the side of him that we didn't really see too much of before that added a lot to his character that's really intriguing to me. He comes off like a pretty carefree guy, and while that usually is the case, there is much more to him than that. Dude is actually pretty cold-blooded. The members of the religion that were clapping due to the death of the girl I mentioned earlier, Gojo was looking for a reason to kill them all. He would just say the word, they're dead. It'll be really interesting to see more of what kind of a man Satoru Gojo is, and what else he's really capable of. This is a bit more of what I thought was kind of missing from the first season, and makes me super excited to see what we get in the future for the rest of Jujutsu Kaisen. This character depth we were given this arc was just so awesome to see. Particularly in this scene, the famous KFC breakup is what I've heard it's called. So good. I loved that scene so much. We even got KFC sending out some banger tweets, or I guess X's are what they're called now for some dumb reason. But in that scene, what made it for me is Gojo could have killed Suguru, and he even considered it. He was ready, but Suguru was his friend. Even at the end of Zero, he was still Gojo's friend. He couldn't bring himself to do it, even though it was the right thing to do in the moment. Just super great for both characters, and something we didn't get much of in season 1 that, like I said, makes me super hopeful for the future of Jujutsu Kaisen. Alright, that's gonna be it for this video. Nice, quick, short, sweet. Let me know what you guys think. What are you thinking of the new season so far? What do you expect to see from the future of Jujutsu Kaisen? I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!